Triple H assumed the position of WWE's Chief Content Officer following Vince McMahon's initial retirement in 2022. Former WWE employee Tommy Carlucci recently claimed the game could have left the promotion following the former chairman's comeback. After McMahon retired, his daughter and Triple H's wife, Stephanie McMahon, became the new co-CEO of the Stamford-based company. However, the billion-dollar princess resigned in January 2023 following her father's return as executive chairman. Meanwhile, the game's close friend, WWE Hall of Famer Kevin Nash, recently claimed the 14-time world champion would have followed in his wife's footsteps if McMahon had stripped him of creative control upon his return. Addressing Nash's comments on the Behind the Turnbuckle podcast, Tommy Carlucci claimed Triple H could have left the company to make a point after McMahon's return. Carlucci pointed out that McMahon wanted no part in any Triple H projects, including NXT, stating that might have been another motivation for the game to depart the company upon the 78-year-old's return. Former WWE head writer Vince Russo recently addressed Triple H and Stephanie McMahon's current relationship with Vince McMahon. He claimed they were no longer on good terms. The 63-year-old stated in an interview with the Wrestling with the Devil podcast that he believes the game and the billion-dollar princess have flipped on the former chairman. Triple H works closely with Bruce Pritchard, a former close associate of McMahon. In the same interview, Russo claimed Pritchard is now an informant for the 78-year-old. Triple H, known as Paul Levesque outside the ring, has been a central figure in WWE's transformation, both as a wrestler and as an executive behind the scenes. After years of leading WWE's talent development and producing compelling content for fans, his influence only grew following Vince McMahon's brief departure in 2022. Triple H was instrumental in reshaping the landscape of WWE, particularly in building NXT and creating long-term character-driven storylines that kept fans invested. However, the recent return of a major executive has raised questions and stirred rumors that Triple H may have considered stepping away to make a bold statement about his role and direction in WWE. In the eyes of fans and insiders alike, the speculation surrounding Triple H's potential exit highlights the tension between WWE's old guard and the new creative approach he represents. Former WWE employees, anonymous insiders, and fans have discussed what may have led Triple H to this rumored crossroads and the implications of what WWE would be like without him at the helm. Triple H has always had a distinct creative vision for WWE, one that emphasized a more athletic, character-driven style of wrestling. His efforts in revamping NXT and prioritizing fresh talent left an indelible mark on WWE's programming and attracted a more die-hard fan base. His approach highlighted a mixture of long-term storytelling, realistic rivalries, and consistent character growth elements often lost in wrestling's more commercial eras. With NXT, he created a product that resonated deeply with fans who wanted something grittier and more compelling than the typical WWE product. Following Vince McMahon's temporary departure in 2022, Triple H took charge as WWE's head of creative and chief content officer, leading a creative renaissance that saw WWE return to form with a more engaging product. Ratings improved, fans returned to WWE events in record numbers, and social media buzzed with praise for Triple H's leadership. However, when Vince McMahon made his return to WWE following the company's sale to Endeavor, the future of WWE's creative direction once again felt uncertain. Vince McMahon's unexpected return to WWE's boardroom earlier in 2023 came as a shock to fans, as well as a potential challenge to Triple H's creative leadership. While McMahon remains an iconic figure in WWE's history, his approach often clashed with the direction Triple H had established, creating potential tension behind the scenes. McMahon's traditional focus on marketable, larger-than-life personas and a more scripted, entertainment-driven product was in contrast to Triple H's more wrestling-centered approach. The clash of styles between McMahon and Levesque reflects the larger tension between WWE's old and new creative philosophies. McMahon's return brought with it the potential reintroduction of a more rigid, commercialized structure, which could stifle Triple H's more nuanced storytelling approach. This potential shift in creative power was evident when certain high-profile superstars brought in or elevated under Triple H, like Johnny Gargano and Bronson Reed, found their pushes halted or altered after McMahon's return. A former WWE employee recently stated that if WWE's creative direction were to veer too far from his vision, Triple H could have considered leaving WWE to make a point. According to this source, Triple H was deeply invested in the wrestlers he helped develop and wanted to ensure WWE retained a focus on the in-ring action and storylines that brought these talents to the forefront. The former employee suggested that Triple H would not want to stay if he felt his work in elevating WWE's future stars was being undermined. Rumors have surfaced suggesting Triple H may have subtly tested the waters outside WWE, possibly even considering taking his talents to another promotion. While there's no concrete evidence of this, it has led to considerable buzz. Wrestling insiders speculate that if Triple H were to walk away, it could create a ripple effect, with other like-minded WWE stars and staff potentially following suit. Triple H's departure would represent a shift in WWE's long-standing culture, one that could draw fans' attention to the creative differences within WWE's hierarchy. Triple H's rumored consideration of an exit brings up a crucial question. What would his departure mean for WWE's current and rising talent? Wrestlers such as Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Shayna Baszler have all thrived under Triple H's creative vision. Known for pushing storylines that emphasize wrestlers' strengths and character development, Triple H's presence has allowed these superstars to reach new heights. If Triple H were to leave, there's a risk that WWE would revert to a style that focuses less on in-ring storytelling and more on scripted promos, celebrity involvement, and one-off spectacles. This could stifle the development of newer talents who have benefited from the flexibility and creative control they had under Triple H's leadership. Several wrestlers have privately expressed admiration for Triple H's work, with many even considering him as a father figure and mentor. Losing him as a leader would be felt deeply by many in WWE. The influence of Triple H extends beyond just creative decisions. His approach has shaped WWE's entire business model. He has promoted a sustainable brand of wrestling that appeals to both mainstream and niche audiences. WWE's talent development strategy, recruitment from the independent circuit, and enhanced partnership with international wrestling promotions have all been significantly influenced by Triple H's vision. His departure could bring an end to these initiatives, with WWE returning to a more entertainment-focused model. Without Triple H, fans might see a shift in WWE storytelling, with more short-term angles that prioritize shock value over sustained drama. This shift could lead some fans to seek alternative wrestling promotions like AEW, where storylines are often allowed more room to breathe. Losing Triple H's influence would create an immediate void in WWE's management structure, leaving fans worried that WWE could regress to a more formulaic style that once led to declining ratings and audience engagement. For many fans, Triple H represents the future of WWE, a future where in-ring talent, storytelling, and authentic connections with fans take precedence. If he were to leave, it would send a powerful message to the wrestling world about the importance of creative freedom and the need for innovation. His departure could inspire change across the wrestling industry, encouraging other promotions to invest in long-term storytelling and highlight the talent's strengths. It might also fuel competition, with promotions like AEW potentially seeking to incorporate more of Triple H's stylistic elements to appeal to WWE fans. Some fans even believe Triple H's departure could pave the way for him to launch his own wrestling promotion. As someone with deep connections to wrestlers, creatives, and fans, Triple H would have the means to create a brand that emphasizes authentic wrestling, compelling storytelling, and character-driven drama. While the idea remains speculative, it speaks to the influence Triple H has amassed and the loyal following he's built during his time in WWE.